Thomas in trouble. It was a busy day for the engines on the Fat Controller's railway. Gordon was taking passengers across the island. He felt splendid. Henry was delivering logs to the timber yards. He was right on time. Percy was pleased to be pulling mail trucks, and James was happily hauling flatbeds. But Thomas and Emily were at the fitters' yard for repairs. "I can't wait to get back to work," peeped Thomas. "I'm taking the school choir to their concert." Soon Emily was ready to go back to work, but Thomas had to stay behind and wait for his final inspection. "Goodbye, Thomas," Emily whistled. "Good luck." Thomas was still waiting for his inspection when James puffed into the yard to deliver some paint. "Bust my boiler," James laughed. "You have broken down, Thomas." "No, I haven't," huffed Thomas crossly. "You must have done," snorted James. "Otherwise you wouldn't be at the fitter's yard. What a shame you're not a smart and useful engine like me." Just then the Fat Controller arrived. "Thomas," he boomed, "are you ready to take the school choir to their concert?" "Nearly ready, sir," puffed Thomas excitedly. "Nearly ready is not good enough," the Fat Controller replied. Thomas didn't want anyone else to take the choir. Carrying the children was his favorite job. He decided he would leave before his final inspection. "I'm ready now, sir," he puffed. The Fat Controller was pleased. Thomas quickly puffed out of the fitter's yard to pick up his carriages, Annie and Clarabelle. Further down the line, Thomas began to make some very strange noises. "Clangety-clong, something's wrong," sang Annie and Clarabelle. They could tell something was wrong with Thomas, but Thomas wasn't listening. He was too excited about collecting the school choir. The school choir cheered as soon as they saw Thomas. "All aboard!" chuffed Thomas as he clangety-clonged into Nafford Station. "Who is making a nasty noise?" wheezed Emily. "Did you have your final inspection, Thomas?" This made Thomas cross. "I'm fine," Thomas huffed. The choir got on board, and he steamed away. Thomas rattled even more. Clangety-clong, clangety-clong. Thomas had to stop at the signal. He was feeling hot and bothered. Toby saw that something was wrong. "Did you take on enough water at the fitter's yard?" he asked kindly. "There's nothing wrong with me," replied Thomas crossly. Just then the signal changed, and Thomas puffed away noisily. When Percy saw Thomas at a level crossing further up the line, he was rattling and steaming more and more. "What's happened to you?" peeped Percy. "You looked all puffed out." Thomas didn't like being told there was something wrong with him, so when the barrier opened, he hopped away. Clangety-clong, clangety-clong. Then there was trouble. Thomas began to chuff slower and slower and slower. "I need a rest," Thomas gasped as he clangety-clonged into a siding. Steam burst from his boiler and black smoke flew from his funnel. With a final rattle, Thomas broke down. He felt terrible. The school choir began to sing while they waited. The children would be late for their concert, and it's all my fault, Thomas wailed sadly. "I've let everyone down." He was upset. Just then, Gordon puffed round the bend. Gordon could see that Thomas was in trouble, but he couldn't stop to help because he had his own passengers on board. "Sorry, Thomas," steamed Gordon. "I'm a guaranteed connection." "Now what am I going to do?" cried Thomas. He was very worried. Just then, Thomas heard a whistle. It was James. Thomas tooted as loudly as he could. "Stop! Bust my boiler," laughed James. "I said you were a broken down little engine." "I am," sighed Thomas, "and I need your help. Can you take the children to their concert?" James didn't laugh at Thomas. He could see that Thomas was in trouble, and he was happy to help his friend. "I'll get them there on time," he promised. Thomas knew he had to get back to the yard to be repaired as soon as possible. Henry was sent to collect Thomas. He soon arrived and quickly shunted Thomas to the fitter's yard. Before long, Thomas was as good as new, and this time he waited patiently for his final inspection. You have been very patient, Thomas, said the Fat Controller. As a reward, I have a special job for you. Thomas was delighted. He wondered what the special job could be. Thomas, he announced, now that you are fixed, you are to collect the school choir and bring them home again. Oh, thank you, sir, tooted Thomas happily. Thomas chuffed to the concert. Clangety-clong, nothing is wrong, he laughed. The end.